Good afternoon. Thank you for stopping by Healing Conversations with Z. I'm here to do a few readings today. I bought a new deck, um, Sacred Geometry Activations, and so I'm going to incorporate this deck, in with the original Sacred Geometry deck that I've been using. I used it for myself this morning, and it was spot on. I really like it so far. And there's another deck coming later on this evening. I don't know why they didn't send them both at the same time. I ordered them at the same time. But I have another Sacred Geometry deck coming that I'm going to incorporate. I don't know if I'm going to use it as a clarifier or what yet. I'm not for sure yet. But, for today I'm going to use this deck with the original Sacred Geometry deck that I have. It does give clarity on some things. It was interesting. This is an interesting deck. I've already shuffled them, pre-shuffled, but I like to do it on camera. Let's do this one. I'm hoping everybody is having a good Sunday. This video will be timeless, even though it is a Sunday and I'm doing it now. Whenever you come on this channel and for this message will apply to you. This is what I'm going to start saying also. Before I actually do the reading, you should actually write down for yourself what it is that you're inquiring about. Because these readings will give you clarity on that. And that way you will know whatever it is that you're asking for for yourself. Just because I'm saying one thing doesn't mean it means that for you. It could mean something else. You never know. All right, let's get it moving. The first, I'm going to ask, what is it that we're activating? What's the Sacred Geometry message activation? What are we activating this week or today? Let's see. This is for the collective. Oh wow, 2 cards popped out. No, 3 cards popped out. Wow. You got conception, earth, and Gaia, which I thought was earth too, but let me see. All right, for conception, it says the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. All right, and then this one is for Earth. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. And then Gaia, the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our Great Mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So I'll show them to you again. And it's interesting. This is a number 7, 16, but it's a 7. And this is 24, Earth, which is a 6. And Gaia is 28, which is a 10. And what I like about these cards, at the end of the deck, they do talk about the numbers. So let's see. For this 7, this stands for spirituality and divinity. It's about holiness and perfection. Many cultural and religious aspects are lived in 7s. So this is conception. And this is a number 6, the Earth. The Earth. And it refers to sacredness, harmony, appreciation, and love. And then for Gaia, which is 10, which is 1, This is considered the beginning. It refers to the self and the unity. So that in itself is a reading within itself. But I wasn't expecting 3 cards to pop out. But let's keep it moving. What is the sacred geometry message after this activation? What is the message? What is the sacred geometry message for the day, for the collective? What is the sacred geometry card of the day? Wow, none want to come out. I'll do it one more time. Maybe that was the message. Up, and I speak, and there we go. All right, so we have transmutation, out beyond Orion, Himalayan passage, and seed of life. Pretty cool. Alrighty. So for transmutation, I see a protective covering. It's like a covering. These, you know how you see the people at the circus and they have those, they play with those wheels. That's what this kind of reminds me of. But it's like they're rolling on it. This is a movement. That's what it reminds me of. And I see 2 moons. I see lightning. It's a lot of change. And actually that's what this says. Dynamic change. So there's a lot of change going on with this conception, Earth, and Gaia. It's a lot of change going on with these. And what does it say? This card reflects multiples of 6-sided geometry. It is space, power, time transmuted by consciousness. Represented are energies, form, fire and lightning, nuclear and solar. Okay, so that's solar, that's lightning. Where's nuclear? This might be that. And fire. Fire's right there. Okay, pretty cool. And it's saying that all active and dynamic, but transmuting form to something very new. So wow, there's this conception. Something's going on with the conception on Earth and with Mother. There's a change. Well, it is a change going on in the world. Let me act right, because that's what it's talking about. Pulling this card suggests that there is a dynamic change at work in your life. So whoever's doing some things, there's some mighty things going on in your life. This change is beyond what you have experienced before and promises to transmute the core core of your being into someone you might not have recognized from your present perspective. So somebody's going through a major transformation. When time and space are viewed as holographic rather than linear, or as in the Hopi tradition, as a river on which one can travel forward and backward, it becomes clear that any event has more than one possible outcome. So this is like the Wheel of Fortune. Anything can happen. That's what it's sounding like. Quantum physics tells us that the observer affects the outcome of the experiment. Metaphysical thought further suggests that by our intentions we create our own future. All views indicate that we as individuals have an effect on the holographic nature of reality. Once you realize and learn to utilize this function of intention, you have a responsibility for not only the consequences of your behavior, but also the consequences of your thoughts. Know that you are a very powerful being of intention. Pay attention to all your thoughts and transmute the ones that trouble you or cause fear. By transmuting fear, we are helping to usher in unity, consciousness, heart connection, and compassion. So while you're going through this mighty change, any negative thoughts, you need to banish them, mute them. You need to get them out, because whatever, like it just said, whatever you think, you're going to bring it back to you. That's very, very, very true. Let's keep going, but there's some type of change going on. And for this one, Out Beyond Orion, holographic time. I just talked about that. Look at that. Holographic time. And I guess it's the same, because you see these same kind of, like, see that line in there? Looks like it's the same here. Oh, look at that. See these lines in here? And there's the seed of life. And the seed, that is amazing how these cards pop out here like this. You all see me shuffle them. Enter the dimension of no time. This card steps beyond the veil of time and place and invites you to see past the constraints of everyday existence. Out beyond where you currently stand in this lifetime. Out beyond the stars, out beyond Orion. What lies beyond is the you that is becoming, the you that is creating with joy a lifetime of your own choosing. Let no one else decide this for you. You are the master of your choices and the artist of your future. Your creative potential lives in every moment, complete and perfect, and draws toward you that which you choose for your growth and life experience. Let the wave of time pass gently over you and learn to laugh at its passing. So whatever this change is, you actually have full control over how the change can be. No one else, only you. And it's like you're way out beyond space. Not lost in space, but you're out in space beyond Orion. And while you're out there, whatever it is that you're thinking of or becoming, that's where it is. And you can bring it here into the reality by your thoughts. So you need to be careful of the things that are going through your mind, the way you think about others, situations. Everything is not the way it could be or should be, because there's a perception of reality as well. But anyway, let me keep going. Somebody's having a change, and it's a mighty change, and you determine the change. And I'm looking at these colors, and it's interesting because this book over here talks about it, and depending on how much time I have when I look, I'm going to talk about the times, because I see a lot of blue. It's a lot of blue, and blue is for the throat chakra. And I see green, which is the heart chakra. I see orange also, and white, but the main ones are blue and green. So it's your throat chakra. So you get to speak these things into being.